If you're struggling to find items on Amazon that you can sell and make extra money for your family, this video is for you. Thank you so much for joining me live today, y'all. Going live makes me super nervous, but I am so excited to share the secrets of Amazon sellers with you. What I'm about to share with you today has the power to change your entire life. So, the best way for you to see this step-by-step tutorial of how I use a program that actually finds products you can sell and make a profit for you, the best way to view this tutorial is definitely on a computer so that you can see step by step exactly how you can replicate the process we have discovered that has helped us sell $5.3 million worth of products on Amazon. Drop in the chat your name, where you are watching from. Let me know. Have you started selling on Amazon yet? If so, how is it going? And let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure you stay tuned until the very end, where I am going to share with you exactly how we have helped 1,600 clients launch and grow their own Amazon business with no experience. So today I'm going to be sharing, a lot of you asked for a tool, a software, because I know it can be very overwhelming, all the softwares out there. You wanted one that was beginner friendly, affordable, and basically takes the guesswork out of finding products. So we went out of our comfort zone about a month ago, got on this new software called Seller Amp, and it is everything we were told it is and more. So I'm going to do a walkthrough of how I just go to Amazon.com and find products that are already selling. If you're new here, I'm Morgan Rainey, but you can call me Lil Mo. And I have taught normal, hardworking people just like you and me how to get over their fear and launch and grow their own Amazon FBA business. I was so sick of all these gurus charging thousands for this information, so I decided to get out here on YouTube over my fear of being on video and share with you what I know. Let me know in the comments, what is the hardest thing about selling on Amazon? Is it setting up your account? Is it finding products? Is it finding more products so that you can keep selling them? Let me know, because we want to create our content that provides the most value to you as possible. So I'm going to start off with 5 quick tips before I share my screen. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to do a live question and answer. My partner in crime and life, Brooke, is in the comments moderating and answering y'all's questions during this live. So the 5 tips I have: number 1, check if you are allowed to sell an item before you spend 1 penny on it. Number 2, never compete with Amazon unless they share the buy box or the brand directly. This can get you in big trouble, and we don't want to compete with the big guys. We just want to compete with the people we can actually get the sales from. Number 3, you want to try to find items that you can buy in bulk so that you can work smarter, not harder. Number 4, find items that are already selling, not items that you like. And we do this because we make all of our decisions off of data, not our gut. And number 5, you want to make sure that you use FBA, not FBM, where if you send your items to Amazon, they are going to send to your customers for you. So let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all so that we can just go ahead and jump right into it. So what I'm going to be sharing with you, a lot of people overcomplicate this Amazon thing, and I just like to keep it simple, stupid. I was a waitress before I started selling on Amazon. I had no experience selling online whatsoever, so I really do try to keep it as simple as possible. And today, I am feeling super proud of a couple of clients who just started selling on Amazon, but they have already taken big action. I know a lot of you think it's oversaturated. It's too late to get started. So I just want to share you 3 success stories so that you can see what's actually possible for yourself. 2 of our clients, Patrick and Heather, yesterday, they just hit their first 10K sales month. Now, this wasn't their first 30 days selling. They started selling back in May, which means in less than 6 months, they made this magic happen. Just 6 months ago, they had $0 in Amazon sales. Is this typical results? The results really depend on the work ethic and effort you put into this. Steven is incredible. He just hit 15K in sales last week. And just that 1 month, he had done 5,500 of them, which his goal was 4K. He did this all while working full time. He had back surgery. And he's a really, really positive member of our Amazon FBA community. And then this one is just amazing because we hear every day people say they don't have time to sell on Amazon. But while working a 40-hour job, running a small business, having 5 kids from the age 1 to 17, and a firefighter hubby, she just hit $3,799 in sales, which is just insane. So I just want to give y'all some proof that, it definitely is not too late to start selling on Amazon. So if you guys want to learn more, we have a free training tonight. Just head to cajunventuresmo.com to check it out. Now, let's go, baby. So I am just going to start this on Amazon.com. Let's keep it simple, y'all. Okay, so how do you even know what product to sell, right? And the program I'm using today is called Seller Amp. I mentioned it before. In the description, we do have a link that will get you 50% off, but it's one of the cheapest programs out there. I think it starts at like $14 to $21 a month, which is like nothing because most programs are minimum $50 to $100 a month. And it is very, very powerful. So what it's going to tell you is how much an item sells a month, if you're allowed to sell it, and how you can find the products. This is called online arbitrage. We're not going to stores looking for a lot of stuff. We're going to look online. So I just started by searching a product that I actually love, and I make a drink with it almost every single day. And so all I did was go to Amazon.com and I typed it in. And so then I just kind of scrolled down and I'm looking at the price of these items. Okay. So I'm just looking at the price to see what I think might possibly be a profitable item. So I'm just scrolling down. The main thing you want to look at is, make sure it is a pack of 4. Okay, guys, I think my screen is not sharing. Let me share it one more time. Bear with me real quick. Okay, here we go again. Okay, let me know in the comments. Can you see my screen? I'm kind of new at this. Brooke, holler at me if you can't see it. Okay, can y'all see my screen now? Okay, awesome. Lives, y'all. That's why lives make me so nervous. You just never really know what is going to happen. Okay, so you mainly want to look at the count of these items. So I did find this one product right here. Okay, so I try to look for not just a basic product you could find anywhere. I kind of look for a variation. So what I did on this one is this is like the mild sauce, and it's a pack of 2. Always look at the quantity. And I know that these items are pretty cheap. Some people get them from the Dollar Tree. Some people get them at Walmart for like less than $3. And what seller, of course, my screen is not responding. Give me 1 second, y'all. This only happens when you're live. Okay. It's working now. Awesome. Okay, so the Seller Amp app, all you want to do is come over here, guys, and you're going to hit your Seller Amp Chrome extension. And then this is going to pop up, and this is all the information you need. So what you're going to see, first of all, is if you're even eligible to sell this item. Let me zoom in to make it a little easier. There we go. Okay, so yes, we are eligible. Now we want to check the BSR, which is the bestseller rank. And this one is ranked 56,000, which is in the top 2% of groceries. The most amazing thing, it shows you the estimated sales. So they do about 45 monthly sales, and you can even enter the profit margin you want to make, and it's going to show you the most you should pay for this item. So right now, the selling price is $14.95, y'all. So there's way more powerful information that Seller Amp is going to show you. This is what I personally look for. This is what has helped us, quit our jobs and do this full time. So right now, the buy box is $14.98. All right. So we want to scroll down because we want to see, are we eligible? Yes. Is it, does Amazon share the buy box? Amazon is never on the listing, which is what we want. We want to look at the size, if it's meltable. So this chart basically is going to show you who had the buy box and what the price was of it and what the sales rank was at that time. So we can see, the buy box was like $15.85, $16, $18.99, $21.67. So right now at $14.98, it's actually a little bit lower than it had been previously. This is actually a profitable item you could go get today to sell. So I'm going to scroll down more because I want to see how many sellers are selling this. And this is so powerful, y'all. So you can see if they're FBA, which is who we're going to be competing with. I would never recommend going in at the lowest price, especially with just 2 months ago, this was selling for almost $22. So you want to look at how much stock each person has. So this is doing an average of 45 sales a month. So this whole first page of sellers can be out of this stock within 30 days, which is pretty incredible, y'all. So how do I find this item? Well, it's actually pretty easy. What's incredible about SellerAmp is you would just click right here to search for this product on Google, okay? So I had clicked this and this is what popped up. So I am looking on here and this is exactly what popped up. Oh, look at that. This item is for sale at Walmart for $2.28. And if you have a LLC and a resale certificate, you can apply at Walmart to get tax exempt where you don't have to pay any taxes. If you don't have that yet, it's no big deal. Food tax is way less than normal items. So it would be for a 2-pack. So our total price at walmart.com would be $4.56. So I'm going to come on here and I am going to put in my cost of $4.56. I personally wouldn't list at $14.95. I'd probably go closer to $17.99 because they don't have many in stock. The most only has 17. And then if you look right over here, let me zoom in big for y'all. Okay, so I would pay $4.56. And if I sell these at $17.99, my profit would be 102% return on investment. And I could make $4.65 off this item for each set. Just at that price, it could go higher. So let's say you do 45 sales of this a month. That's $210 extra money for your family from this one item. Okay, but that's just one item. So you see how simple that process was? It might sound a little complicated, but once you learn the basics, it is plug and play. You can even hire a virtual assistant to find these items for you. So how do we take this one step further and find even more items? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. So what I did on here is I went over here because if you see these sellers, if you put your mouse over this, it actually is going to show you every single seller, their name and all of their items they sell. So I just clicked on a random one because we're going to assume the items they sell are profitable, right? And so let me exit out of some of these so I don't get too confused. So basically, I can see every single item that this seller sells, every single item. And if you go down here and click load more, you can see even more. So this just opened up a whole rabbit hole of items. So I kind of did that to a couple different sellers just to see all of their different products they have. This one product I came across, I just looked this up like 5 minutes before this live. I'm always last minute, y'all. Let me know in the comments, is this helpful to see walkthroughs like this? I know going live isn't always perfect, but let me know if it is helpful for you at all so that I can keep sharing. Okay, I just want to make sure it was still working. So I found this item and I try to sell items that sell for $20 or higher because you can make more money. This is Charlotte, and y'all, I could go sell any of these today. So feel free to take these leads and run with them. There are millions and millions of products for sale on Amazon. There's no reason to gatekeep because there's plenty of opportunity for you and me to make money and feed our families. So this Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, I guess it's a makeup. I do not know how to contour. Do y'all? I can't even cover up a pimple, but it sells for $62. That thing must make you pretty or something. And I can see it's $11K in beauty, which I know is amazing. So this is telling me my maximum cost would be $32.37. So what I can do is click on that item. And when I scroll up, it's the same exact process we just went through. So this item does 1,315 sales per month. And it's telling me to get the return on investment I want, I would need to find this item. And you can see this right here for $32.37. So I am going to go up here to Google and click that. Okay. So I clicked on Google and search for it. And this is just like basic, y'all. It is not that complicated. I think anybody can do it. So I want to look for the best price. Make sure you definitely use Rakuten if you're ordering online. We do have a link that will get you extra money. I know it's on our last video, so I'm looking for a price that is less than $32.37, y'all. So here, wham, bam, I found two right here, $29. Okay. So let me open it up. Now, there is one thing you want to be aware of for any beauty products or really any products in general. You want to make sure that you're looking at the right shade because this one has medium and deep, or it has, I think the other one's like light to, let me close all this out real quick. Light to medium, they're the exact same price, so it doesn't really matter. But the one I was looking at earlier, if you look on the Amazon listing, it's a light to medium. Now, that might be a whole nother opportunity for the other one. So all you would simply do is order this online. You're going to have it sent to your house. And then once you get it, you're just going to package it up, stick a sticker on it. So like, let's say we paid $29 for this. It's showing the lowest sell price right now at $49.43, but you want to focus on the history. I see this has sold for way more. Just a couple months ago, in July, this was selling for $79. So, the more sellers that get on it, the more competitive the pricing is. So never go in at the lower price, especially in Q4, because they do 1,100 sales a month. And on this first page alone of the price is $51 or less is less than 30 sales. These will probably sell out in 2 hours on Amazon. So you can load more to see more pricing, but I would personally go in higher than that. I would probably go in at least $59.99. You can always adjust it. So like, let's say we paid $29 for this one item. Let's say we got 20 of them. Our profit is 63% return on investment. So at $18.27, let's say of those 1,300 monthly sales, let's say we just get 50 of them. Just as an example, you can do this exact same process with any product, y'all. So if we just get 50 of those sales at $18 profit per, that is $913.50 profit for your family. So that is basically just a quick little walkthrough of this. It is insane because I think people really overcomplicate selling on Amazon. And yes, there's a learning curve. Yes, you have to be open to learning and adaptable because things do change daily, but it is not that complicated once you get the basics. And I feel so bad when people say, I'm going to all these stores, I can't find all these items. And I want to be like, you could just get all this stuff delivered to you and you already have all the data. Amazon has a shortage of sellers right now. Now is the time to get started. So if y'all can go ahead, if you found this valuable, hit thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe because we do these free live trainings every single Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. Let me know in the comments, what do you want to learn from us next? We've covered a lot of stuff on our channel, but the more that y'all give us, the more we can provide value to you. If you want to check out Seller Amp, if you use the link in our description and the code Cajunventures, all caps, it gives you 50% off your first month. So yeah, it's super, super, super powerful. Let me know in the chat, y'all. Did you find this helpful? Is there anything else that, we haven't covered yet that you want to know? Now, one really important thing you will always want to check on Seller Amp that I didn't exactly go over. At the very top, you want to make sure an item doesn't have IP alerts. And what that means is intellectual property alerts, which means the brand doesn't want you to sell that product on Amazon. So you want to check for that because that can hurt your account. A big red flag that you're not actually allowed to sell this a certain brand or item is if the brand or Amazon themselves are the only sellers on the listing. That is a huge red flag. You want to avoid that like the plague because that is going to hurt your account big time. So once you would get those items in, you can either mail them to yourself, or if you don't want any hands-on, you can find a third-party logistic warehouse. I recommend in a tax-free state. Send the items there. They'll stick the Amazon label on and send them in for you. If you're just getting started, I really recommend you do it yourself because it's really not that much work just being a middleman. You open a package, you're going to stick the sticker on it, maybe put it in a bubble mailer and send it to Amazon because when you're just getting started, nobody cares about your business as much as you do, and it's going to allow you to make sure everything is done correctly. So, yeah, Brooke and I was a waitress, he was a farmer. We were making $400 a week. And everybody tells you, go to college, get a good job, you'll be happy. And the fact that I can sell a contour beauty product and make more than I used to make working 40 hours a week for the entire month kind of really makes you think about what society tells you to do. Was society right? Should I have gone to college? You just never know, because sometimes you do everything in the right order and you still end up not happy. So that's basically what it all boils down to. So now I'm going to go ahead and answer any of y'all's questions live. So drop them in the chat. If you asked them earlier and I didn't see them, go ahead and drop them again. Let's see. So we have Pamela wants to know, I want to know step by step on how to start. Do you have a checklist? Well, we do have a beginner guide that walks you through from point A to point B. I mean, to point Z. I guess B wouldn't get you very far. And it's going to show you, how to set up your account, what we did, if you need LLC, if you don't, which it's not required to have one when you start. But the most important thing is to learn the basics before you waste any of your valuable time or money. You want to learn the basics so that you are successful right away. If y'all want to learn more, we have a free training tonight at Cajunventuresmo.com. It gets you access to us daily in our private group. So it basically is a beginner's guide. If, getting a mentor coach is in your budget, that's why we do these free lives on YouTube every single Wednesday, and we post new videos because we want to help you change your situation and quit trading your time for money regardless of your budget. All right, so I'm going to hop in the comments and see what's up with everybody. All right, I've been working at an auto parts store for 21 years. I want to change my life and live it. Well, that just goes to show, how steady the automotive industry is. But, that's amazing. You have been at that job that long. And we hear this time and time again from pretty much people in all different industries. If your job isn't making you happy, life is just way too short for that. It's way, way, way too short. And you probably actually have a lot of automotive experience where you could find some products I wouldn't even know existed to sell. Automotive is a huge industry. If I were you, I would start scanning items that weigh less than a pound, are small enough to fit in a shoebox, and see about setting up finding them online, just like how I showed you just now, maybe setting up a wholesale account. Start looking around you, get paid, learn while you're earning at your job now. All right, let's see. Sarah says, I would benefit from some sort of guidance on how to structure or schedule tasks. What do I need to do daily versus weekly versus monthly? That's a great question. So Amazon is a real business, and I think a lot of people fail to realize that. And if you want it to pay you like a business, you have to treat it like a business. If you just put an hour in a week, then it's going to pay you like a hobby because that's how you're treating it. So you really have to be very self-disciplined to be an entrepreneur, no matter what industry you go into. The more effort you put in, the more effort you're going to get out. When we were working full time, we'd wake up an hour earlier, go to sleep an hour later, spend our lunch break sourcing items. You are going to get out whatever you put in, unless if you're like doing surgeries or something that changes somebody's life for your living. I personally have an unpopular opinion at your job. You should put in the bare minimum and focus on your side hustle as much as you can, because your job will replace you tomorrow. And what will you have to show for yourself? This amount of work you put into your side hustle, you're going to see immediately. You're going to see once you start getting those sales, once you start learning new skills. You need to invest in yourself before you put everything into a company, because you're just making them rich, and you need to focus on making yourself rich. Let's see what else we got. All right. Any tips for keeping up with inventory if one doesn't have Inventory Lab yet? Well, I think Inventory Lab is the very first thing you should get personally, because it makes listing products so much faster. The amount you're going to spend monthly on it for tax purposes, you're going to save by having your stuff organized and just by being able to ship stuff in faster. It's a game changer. I know Amazon has, if you go to Amazon Seller Central, they do have a free inventory report. If you click inventory, manage your inventory, it's going to show you what they recommend you send in. Like if you're out of stock of something, I don't think it's 100% accurate, but that is a free way to be able to manage that. Just go with data. If you have like Seller Amp, it's going to show you about how many sales they have, which will give you an accurate estimate of how many you want to buy to send in. All right. All right, this is a great question from Renee. Are you able to buy in limited quantities online? How do you know how many you can order? Some sites you can buy in limited quantities. Some sites do limit your shipment. I know sometimes Target and Walmart will limit you to 10 items. So a lot of people will just place multiple orders. It totally depends on the site, but please, 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 if you hear anything during this training, please hear this. Never invest any money you can't afford to lose. I don't say that to scare you. I say that because selling anything online, starting any business is risky. You might not make any money from it. So if you have $100 left to your name, please do not invest that money in inventory. Try to get your finances together first and then go from there. But it just really depends site by site how many you are allowed to get. All right, so the makeup example costs half of what you sell it for. In a previous video, you suggested items that are 1/3 what you sell it for. It's hard to figure out best purchases to make. That is a great point, Michelle. So we normally follow the 3 times rule. Okay, this is not set in stone, but let's say I paid $10 for an item. I want to sell it for 30, 3 times what I paid, because Amazon's going to get 1/3. I have my cost of goods, and I want to make a 100% return on investment. Let me pull up that one I just had. Okay, so that beauty product, it can vary a little bit because like a beauty product like that is going to weigh less than 3 ounces. So the fees are going to be less. So it's your business, your rules. If you're comfortable spending $30 to make $10, go ahead and do it. I really wouldn't want to do that. That item I shared would be $29, and the selling price I put it at was $59.99, but your profit is $18.27. So your return on investment is 63%. I personally would be comfortable risking 29 to make 18, but it is your business and it is 100% your rules. So you have to go with your gut and what you feel comfortable. Just make sure there's enough wiggle room. If the price goes down, if something happens, you still, have enough profit margin left. Okay. Yes, Brooke is so tired from Q4 already. It's the best time of the year to sell on Amazon. He said this is Brooke, so he's basically dead. He's been working so hard. All right, let me know in the comments, y'all. Do you use any tools to find items to sell on Amazon? If so, which ones do you like? Which one have you found the most beneficial? Let me see. I do have one thing. Let's see. We did make y'all a free cheat sheet that shows you what sales rank is best in each category. It basically just kind of dumbs it down, finding items. So if y'all need help with that, head to cajunventuresmo.com/chart. We made it totally for free, and we update it on the 1st of every single month. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back to the chat. So overall, the number one thing I hear is, oh, I'm so scared I'm going to fail. I'm so scared I'm not going to be successful at this. But if you shouldn't be scared of failure. You should be scared of never trying. The thought of waking up 10 years from today and being in the exact same situation at a job you hate, miserable, that's what should scare you, if you ask me. You never know how something's going to go until you try it out. And I personally don't feel like you ever fail because you always learn. And that knowledge you learn is priceless. Absolutely priceless. All right. So I'm going to make the plunge today. Woo woo. Okay, that is amazing. I'm excited. Now, these 2 programs, Helium 10 or Jungle Scout, these are just for private label sellers. So if you're not looking to create a product from scratch, I wouldn't recommend either one of them. We do have, and I'll get Brooke to drop it in the comments. If you go to cajunventuresmo.com/discounts, We do have discounts for both of those programs and pretty much any program we have personally ever used. But if you're just looking to buy stuff online like this, you really don't need either one of them. And the discount link that we have, it kind of explains what each program does, but don't let that stress y'all out because our first 3 years, like our first year selling, all we had was the Amazon seller app. We didn't get any brand approvals for 3 years, y'all, and we still did over 3 million in sales. So none of these programs are required for success. So if you have a low budget, don't let that stop you by any means. They are definitely, you saw how easy it was finding products with Seller Amp. So they definitely are beneficial, but not required whatsoever. All right, is it too late to get ungated for toys to sell this Q4? Yes, it is. In order to be able to sell toys for Q4, you would have had to sell your first product by September or maybe by October the 1st. So I think that they just want to make sure that kids are going to get their presents in time for Christmas. We started selling in December, so we couldn't even send anything to FBA the year that we started. But don't worry about it. You can still sell tons of other products. So do not let that stop you. If you have sold an item before September, use that to your advantage because a lot of people cannot sell those items. So make sure you focus on those. All right. Can you do a video on how to apply for the tax exemption certificate? We actually have a step-by-step video of this in our guide. Brooke did it. I think he had to resubmit it maybe twice. It's really, really easy. If you just Google Walmart tax exemption, you're basically just uploading paperwork. That is like your resale certificate. It's really not very hard at all. I'm sure you could get it done in like one day, as long as all your stuff matches what's on your account. All right. So hey, Rhonda, y'all, we are so proud of Rhonda. She has just started selling on Amazon a couple months ago, and she is crushing it. She's doing really, really awesome. She started using Amazon Seller Amp, been working great. It's so much faster, y'all, and your time truly is your money. So you want to, and especially for a program that's only $14 to $21 a month, I mean, you can cut out maybe 2 things you buy, cut out a shirt you were going to buy and pay for that. And you're going to see that return on investment. I think online arbitrage is so much easier than retail arbitrage where you go to stores because retail arbitrage is hit or miss. You might find something great. You might find nothing. Online arbitrage, you can usually always find items. We also do one other resource that we have. Our friend Carter has a Discord group where they send you items every single day that you can sell. If y'all want to try it, we convinced him to give y'all a free month. Go to cajunventuresmo.com/discord and make sure you do all caps for Cajun Ventures to get the free month on that. All these are linked in the description as well. We don't recommend anything we don't personally use, and anybody who came to us to try to get us to share with y'all, we basically said we're only going to give it to them if you give us a discount or at least a free month so that y'all can try it. And like, if you don't like it, you can cancel it and you don't have to pay anything. So that's totally up to you. We have found a product that just this week we made over $700 in sales from that Discord group. So it is pretty powerful stuff. Let me know in the chat, what's your name and where are you watching from? I'm Morgan. Y'all can call me Lil Mo. We are in Louisiana, and it is a beautiful day today. It's always a great day to go and make money. All right, so you want more online arbitrage. Okay, awesome, because I've been ready to share this information. We actually just teamed up with the owner of Smart Scout, who has done 350 million in sales, and we are working on some new content that are game changers. I really want to focus moving forward a lot on online arbitrage and wholesale because retail arbitrage is amazing to learn the basics, but if you really want to quit your job and grow and scale your business and take it to the next level, I think you need to work smarter, not harder, personally. So, all right, we have Yvette from Texas. Okay, I was actually born in Fort Hood, Texas, on the military base. My hospital bill was $28, so very small world. Las Vegas. We have Julie from Las Vegas. How exciting. Yes, please, more online arbitrage and wholesale. Okay, awesome. What do y'all want more of? Do you want online arbitrage, wholesale, retail arbitrage, private label? Like, there's just so many directions you can go with Amazon. There are millions of ways that you can make money with it, that, if you don't like one way, try another one. Don't quit just because, you weren't so great at one. You need to definitely change it up and see what works best for you. Let's see. I'm so bad at online arbitrage, going to do more research on how to do online arbitrage. I think the key is just learning the basics and getting the right tools and resources to do it. That Seller Amp, I learned how to operate Seller Amp in just a couple days. If you ever need help, YouTube is a free, valuable resource for each and every one of you. People are sharing what they know daily. It is the easiest time in history to make money online. So do not sleep on learning a new skill it has the power to change your entire life. All right. Is it really hard to sell products while Amazon is on the same listing? Well, you got to think of it like this. It's their world. We are just lucky to be invited to it. Amazon is always going to get the buy box if they are in stock 99% of the time. You don't want to try to compete with them. The good thing about Seller Amp is it tells you if they ever share the buy box, if they're ever on a listing. Because imagine if you go buy like 100 of an item in hopes to sell it, maybe to get money to get your kids Christmas presents, and then let's say Amazon hops on the listing and they cut the price in half. Like, you don't want that to happen. So that's why we personally avoid competing with them. We do have several listings they do share the buy box, and we only have to go $1.01 lower than them. I guess it's just hit or miss, but that's why these tools are so powerful. When we started, it was just a guessing game. Is this item going to get me an IP? Is Amazon going to jump on this listing? Now, thanks to all these engineers who created all these tools, you can just go with the data to make your decisions. All right, what's your favorite store to look out for? So if you're talking about like retail arbitrage, going to stores, our favorite stores to source items is definitely like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, Tuesday Morning, Bed Bath & Beyond, Target. I love the online return section. They have a pretty good clearance right now. You can honestly, my favorite place to source items is the weirdest. It's the local grocery store. We make the most money at the grocery store because it's replenishable items. And I really, really recommend, if you're struggling to find items, go to your local grocery store, look for local items only available to you regionally. Reach out to those, you can either get them at the grocery store price, or even better, you can reach out to those companies if they're not currently selling on Amazon, and see if you can become a wholesaler and sell their products, because it's a win-win. You're feeding your family, and then you're helping a local small business get more sales. A lot of people think, Amazon, Jeff Bezos is this big bad guy, but he has provided a lot of jobs and changed a lot of people's lives. And, 57% of the items you buy on Amazon are actually from small business sellers just like you and me. We have done 5 million in sales at our old house. It was all from an upstairs extra bedroom. And at our house now, it's all out of our garage. We don't have any employees. The world has changed. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a brick and mortar store. You don't have to have employees. You can run your business yourself. You can, after a year of selling, I quit my job to go full time. After 2 years, Brooke quit his job. You can retire your partner. Y'all can go travel the world. You can make money from anywhere. The world has changed. So don't be scared to learn, grow, and evolve, that you get left behind. Because anybody who says Amazon is oversaturated, quite frankly, after we've helped, 1,600 people make money on Amazon, they're wrong. The market share is only going up. Right now, they have a shortage of Amazon sellers. So it is crazy. All right. What scanning software do you recommend for scanning in store? So we mainly use the Amazon Seller app and Seller Amp. We mainly use Seller Amp just to be able to see the amount of monthly sales, the competition, check for IP alerts. So we have a discount to that in our description for you. Let's see. What happens if you package your items incorrectly? Amazon finds or returns to you to redo. You want to avoid this at all costs, because it can eventually get your account shut down if a customer gets an order and it's not, how it was, how you advertised it. So that's why you always want to check, make sure the quantities are correct. you're going to have to catch it before the customer does. You want to create a removal order, bring it back, and repackage it. If it's missing, like if your label can't be read, they'll charge you a price per item to relabel it. But you really want to avoid this because it'll affect your account health. And also it will cost you more money and time, because it's, instead of it going straight through to get checked in, it usually costs about 2 weeks to 1 month for it to be fixed. So if they're already there and they're active, I would just create a removal order, send them back to you. They charge like 50 cents an item. It's really cheap. And then just repackage them correctly and send them in. We definitely recommend learning the basics before messing up so that your account doesn't, get in bad standing. But you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. So don't beat yourself up over it either. Let's see. Unpopular opinion, I personally do not think that you need both. And the reason I say this is because Seller Amp kind of has a Keepa tool built into it. So yes, if you actually pay for the Keepa paid version, you can have a little bit more information. But as far as what we use it for, I think Seller Amp is plenty, and that is basically just all you need. Let me know in the comments, y'all, why do you want to make extra money on Amazon? Like, what is your why? Are you a stay-at-home mom and you want to provide more for your family? Are you sick of going to your job? Do you want to travel more? Like, what's your why? Because we have a feeling that, no matter what your circumstance are, when you have a good why, anyhow is possible, is kind of how I feel. For us, we were miserable at our jobs. I had a total sexist, terrible boss that I couldn't stand to be around. Just thinking about him to this day still puts a bad taste in my mouth. And Brooke wanted to be free. He didn't want to quit trading his time for money. How many units of products of one kind should we think about shipping? Like, how many is too many? Mike, that is an amazing question. You want to go with data on this. You want to look and see how many sell a month, because you don't want to oversend too many where you're paying, you pay a monthly storage on your items. It's very, very minimal. We had like 800 items at Amazon, and I want to say we paid like $55 last month in storage. So it's nothing. It's actually cheaper than like getting a local storage unit that wouldn't even hold them all. So I would look at how many are selling, how many sellers are on the listing. And sometimes people do a test buy, maybe like if it's something you can get over and over. If it's on a sale, you want to get as many as you can during that sale. But if you can order it over and over, maybe start with a test batch of like 10 items. Make sure it sells, make sure you're not getting any IPs, make sure everything goes good, and then order, if there's, let's say, just for an example, an item does 100 monthly sales, give or take. And let's say there's 3 sellers on the listing, including you. So like, let's just factor in everybody has competitive pricing. And if you do FBA, you can list higher, by the way. And let's say each person would get about 30 to 35 sales each. You might want to order 30 units. That's totally up to you and your budget. If you can only afford 5, get 5. My best advice for you is to reinvest all of your profit back into your business, because then it is going to blow up and grow. I love this. Save more money for retirement and quit my job to make my own hours. Isn't that what, everybody basically wants? Tyler, we're going to announce this later today, but we do have a new member of our Cajunventures family, and it is Tyler, y'all. He has been a part of our community. Yesterday, Brooke and I actually met him for the first time on a Zoom, face to face. He has an incredible story, and he is so helpful in our private group. We just kind of love everything about him, basically. So he is so helpful, answers so many questions. He is amazing, and he is crushing the Amazon game as well. You know what? I have heard this from healthcare workers over and over and over. Y'all, that is a hard job. I am scared of shots and needles. I don't even know how that you do it. That has got to be an emotionally and physically draining job. We have had several nurses, even some who work overnight shifts, then go find items once they get off. If you can be a nurse, selling on Amazon is going to be a piece of cake. And one of our good friends, Nate, used to be a truck driver, and he started an online business with, just the goal of making, I think, like $30K for the year. In January, he had his first 10K month. Now he's having like 10K weeks. It's not selling on Amazon, it's a different online business, but we have seen people who, especially if you really hate your job, there's really no better motivation to take a side hustle seriously, in my opinion. So I think that you should definitely go for it. Congratulations, Jerry. He sent in his very first shipment. I'll tell y'all, the first shipment is the hardest. It is so hard because you're just learning something new. After you finish that first shipment, every other shipment is so much easier. So if you're struggling with your first one right now, please don't quit. Keep going. Look on YouTube, look in our guide, ask people questions. The internet is a wealth of knowledge. So um, how do you scan thousands of wholesale products received from distributors or brands as their catalog? So we use Smart Scout for this. You can enter, if you have like a UPC list, you can enter them all in there, and it is going to spit out the information for you. If you want a free month of that, it is in our description for you. Smart Scout is more geared towards wholesale and online arbitrage. It's not really for private label. So, but I would definitely, I mean, man, we made a lot of money from it. We also have 3 videos here on YouTube that walk you through 3 different ways. This is Brooke's mom, Nanette. She always supports us, even when everybody else says that we are crazy. Brooke is looking a little, I think she meant bones, maybe. Yes, he is. All right. So I just want to say thank y'all so much for giving us the most valuable thing that you have, your time, because you have all the time to do whatever you want. And the fact that you just showed up here today, stuck with me for 46 minutes, shows me that you are serious about selling on Amazon and you have what it takes to make this something that replaces your full-time income. So I guess I'm going to leave today with just a message to you that, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter who your mom and daddy is. All that matters is your work ethic and if you're willing to learn. Because what I just shared with you can change your entire life. Now you know the tools we use. Now you know step by step exactly how to find items. So you might as well just, what are you going to do with it? I challenge you to take action today because action takers are the money makers. Make sure y'all hit subscribe, give this a thumbs up, and join us back here, same time, same place, 12 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. If we didn't get to your questions, drop it in the main chat once this ends, and we will do our best to respond to as many as we can. I hope that y'all have the best week ever. Now, y'all, go make that money. Bye.